One of the really powerful things about the U2 CMS system is that it allows you to create plugins fairly easily, and they're very, very straightforward. There's not a really complex API to create new plugin types. And one of the plugin types that I utilize over and over is this thing I call collections, which, a gallery is a collection of things, whether it's an audio gallery, a video gallery, or an image gallery, or a document gallery. And so, those things, like if you look at them in the database, they all have a similar sort of structure. They have, let me go to one. We'll go to galleries. Right? These are just image galleries. A gallery can be of any type of hard asset that lives in the system. A gallery can be a gallery of images, a gallery of video, a gallery of audio, or a gallery of documents such as PDFs or other types of hard assets that you need to build into a collection, either for download purposes or for display, in the like the perfect use case is just an image gallery, a slideshow or a portfolio type thing. Or if you're building playlists for audio, you're a musician and you want to have different playlists with snippets of sounds from the albums that you're trying to promote, and that sort of thing. So at any rate, the system already contains a good working code for audio galleries, image galleries, and document galleries and video galleries. So I'll show you one here real quick just to kind of, so we'll say update this guy. And all galleries look the same. They have the same 4 tabs. They have the name. You can give it a description. You have to tell it which ID to use, which gallery ID to use, or gallery setup to use. So like in this case, you can see here I have a main carousel, a JPlayer audio playlist UI, gallery, a collage, and a thumbnail style grid in this particular site instance. So, the gallery simply is, at its root level, it's just a collection of assets, right? And these are not stored in a separate table. They're just stored, if you were to look at the, let's actually go to, I was watching the news there. Sorry about that. If you look at the actual database for these guys, I'm going to move this off screen so you don't see my password and username. And then move it back. Let's see if I can get this reduced down so that you can actually, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pick this database. And if you look at the actual gallery database, it has members. And if you look at if you actually go ahead and look at a record for one of these things, right? It just has member IDs, and these are asset IDs for the type of thing it is. So like for instance, it'll look for in the image database, in the image assets database, for these record IDs, right? And those are the members of the gallery. And then the settings that come from the form in the gallery are just stored as name value pairs as a JSON object. So that, it keeps the database pretty flat. There's no need for any of this stuff to be relational because it just doesn't need to be. It's not like we're going to search and create joins and reports and stuff on this. So I've kept it really flat by using the JSON construct. Could have used XML or whatever here, but I'm using the JSON construct to store the name value pairs and also just a comma delimited list of members instead of having to keep a separate table with members of the gallery. which gets to be a maintenance nightmare. So at any rate, let's go back to this. So here, these are represent the IDs of images that are in the system. So when you go to that UI, it just pulls these IDs, from the system and displays them in the, in the gallery UI. Now, and that's all the gallery is on the back end. It's just a collection of asset IDs and the settings that come out of the user plugin for that gallery type. So to demonstrate how that looks, let me go over here to gallery UIs, and we'll actually look at the let's be the main carousel. I can't remember whether, I think I have settings on this. Yeah. So any plugin UI, first of all it is a pointer to the code that's going to display the thing on the front end. So here is the view. It's in a folder called gallery plugins /Nevo/ because this is a Nevo gallery, right? And then it has simply, you can have up to 4 tabs or 4 accordions worth of form settings for that guy. So, here's the form, right, builder stuff for the tab size and transitions. Here's the form for navigation rules and so on. And of course you can edit these and manipulate them on the back end without having to write code. You don't have to go build a form for each separate plugin that you're building. Now you do have to code in what those values do in your front end code. So like if I go look at my gallery code, let me get to gallery plugins, and we'll go to Nevo, and I look at the Nevo, what was it, Nevo1.php, what was that thing? Go back here, it was the Nevo gallery PHP file. So if I go in here and get the Nevo gallery PHP document up, you can see in here I've gone and got settings, and it creates an object for the settings, right? And then it's getting and injecting in this code these settings that are set by the user on the back end without having to write code into this piece of code. So it's pretty straightforward. Like, that's all this entire gallery consists of. This thing that builds these really beautiful, complex and very deeply manipulatable slideshow style galleries is this one little piece of code. And it wasn't hard for me to write. It took maybe 2 hours, and I just had to know what the value names for the settings that I made, and then I injected them in the code where they're needed. And then in this case, what this thing does is it builds, it's a jQuery based gallery, so it builds a series of divs with the images, and then it's got a jQuery deal that invokes the object and creates the gallery in jQuery. And then you can see here where I've inserted my values into the widget that come out of the database to do the thing I needed to do. So you can, I built this entire thing like in an afternoon. And I'm not the most prolific, deep programmer in the world. It's just pretty basic stuff. I grabbed a piece of commercially available code, free code, commercially available open source code. The Nevo Slider is a free open source jQuery plugin, and I just manipulated that code to work with my plugin style stuff so that users can go in here and they can create a gallery, right? If you see this forum stuff that I've created, you can go to the actual gallery and see how that's represented. So if I open this gallery up, right, and I go into settings, there are the settings that are represented by that form. There's the main settings, and there's my transitions. So it's taken that form builder information and actually built me a form to set the settings that then get used in this code. It's that straightforward. So from a developer standpoint, it becomes really, really easy and powerful for developers to build all different kinds of gallery contexts or code or plugin context to insert data into the system. That's it. I hope you enjoy. Sorry.